Hej, siemano wam wszystkim ludzie, z tej strony Arturo, witam was na swoim kanale i kontynuujemy Memento Mori. Moi drodzy, w dalszym ciągu kontynuujemy naszą przygodę Maxem. Z tego co pamiętam, w poprzednim odcinku zadzwonił do nas Ostankowicz z informacją, że zatrzymał strażnika. Dlatego cofnijmy się z powrotem na milicję i postarajmy się go przysłuchać. Jestem ciekaw, co będzie miał mi do powiedzenia, co będzie miał na swoją obronę. Z tego co wiemy, on coś kręci. Nie jest do końca z nami szczery.
Here you are. Good. I had the guard brought in, but there's a problem. I can't interrogate him.
You can't have him interrogated? Why not?
Isn't it obvious? Nobody in the department can find out about this. It would cause a scandal in the press if anything leaked. I can't just start asking the guard if he stole something, or why he damaged the painting, or who switched off the security device, or... So I just have to accept your theory then. That some damn monk stole valuable paintings from the museum right under our noses.
So just interrogate him yourself then. Do it alone. Nobody else needs to listen.
There are certain rules here in Russia. The most important being that all the interrogations must be recorded. If I was the sole interrogator and did not record it, questions would be asked. Before long, someone higher up would start poking their nose into the matter, or the press. No, I can't do it. But there is one way around it.
What would that be? And why do I feel certain that I won't like the answer? And that it will have something to do with me?
Whatever passes between a legal representative and a suspect is privileged information and can't be recorded. Tell him you are his court-appointed attorney and find out what he knows.
No dobra, wybierzmy opcję pozytywnie.
So I pretend to be his appointed attorney. Nobody records the conversation, and nobody except me and you ever learns what he said.
Sometimes your powers of comprehension astonish me. Congratulations on your new job, attorney.
Okay. Do I get a diploma?
Very funny. From now on, you'll have access to the guard any time you want. I'll see to it. I don't care how you do it, but make him spill the beans. And since I don't trust you that much, I'll listen in to what you say in there. No technicians, no recordings, no stenographers. But remember, I'll be on the other side of the door. And I'll be all ears.
I've got mail. When I've got a minute, I should read it. Good thing that Lara's aunt still has an old PC.
Co my tutaj mamy? Są jakieś akta na stole, które nie są interaktywne. Puszka ze sprayem z wyczyszczoną dyszą?
Good morning. I am your attorney.
You. You're the man who asked about the security cameras at the museum. Don't try to fool me.
Let's not beat about the bush here. I claim to be your lawyer so that this conversation doesn't have to be recorded. I need to know about that damaged painting and what exactly happened the night after. If you tell me what I need, I'll do everything I can to get you released.
I know nothing about it. I just went to the restroom and someone vandalized the painting while I was there.
We have evidence that you ruined it yourself.
What evidence is that? The camera recordings? Can you see anyone destroying the painting in them? Did you see me doing it?
No.
Then you can hardly blame me for anything, can you? Leave me alone. I want a lawyer, a real one. I've got to get back to my daughter.
I've something here that might interest you.
You monster! Don't touch her! Leave her alone! She's got nothing to do with it. Do you understand?
Calm down. I don't want to hurt her.
She's ill. She's very ill. She needs peace and quiet.
I've talked to her. They kidnapped her and blackmailed you, right?
They got her outside the school and took her out of the city. I was afraid I wouldn't see her again. You don't know what it's like.
What did they want from you?
They wanted me to damage that painting. They told me how to do it. They said no one would ever know if I did exactly what they told me. Once the transfer was complete, I took the CD and threw it away. The original recording was being overwritten at that moment, so it was useless. I told myself it was only a small price to pay to have Tanya back at home, alive and unharmed.
But that's not all of it, is it?
No. I called them right back, but they told me it wasn't over yet. They hid a small disk in the restroom for me to pick up. You know, the sort of disk you can use to store music and programs on. I put it in one of those big computers in the server room and ran a program that was on it. I have no idea what it did. Looked like nothing, to tell the truth.
I don't really understand it, but I think it contained a virus. And it turned off the security devices at a certain time.
But I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted them to give Tanya back to me. She's ill, she needs rest. Please look after her. You found her so they can find her too.
Don't worry. I believe they won't come back for your daughter. They got from you what they wanted. Your daughter is safe. Trust me. I need to know some details so that we can catch these guys. Have you ever seen them with your own eyes?
Only one of them. When he brought Tanya back, he warned me not to talk to anyone about this stuff.
What did he look like?
It was strange. He wore robes, like some sort of monk, and he had a tattoo on his neck.
A tattooed monk? You really expect me to believe that?
It sounds strange, I know, but it's the truth.
Look, I won't lie to you. Things don't look good for you. If you want my help, give me more information. Something that I can use.
The next morning, the older one called me. They couldn't get everything they wanted done in the Hermitage. Someone was going to have to come back and finish the job. He wanted my help again.
But Ostankovich threw everyone out of the Hermitage that second night.
Yes, I told myself that was a good thing. There was no need for me to help them. That their man would be undisturbed. With no one there, he could do what he needed and would all be happy.
Well, finally something useful.
No powiem wam tak, troszeczkę mi szkoda tego strażnika. Porwali mu córkę i go szantażowali, no nie miał wyjścia, żeby im pomóc. Aczkolwiek no, nie dziwię się, że nie chciał nam powiedzieć prawdy. Jeżeli faktycznie go szantażowali w jakiś sposób, to bał się ponownie, że straci córkę, albo wyrządzi jej się krzywda.
I have a pencil and paper. Could you draw the tattoo?
And let me have a go. It looked like this, roughly.
Strange. It looks like some kind of writing. Something ancient, probably from the Near East. I don't understand it. I must call Lara to see if she can help me with it. Lara isn't answering her phone. Just when I need to talk to her. Damn it. I hope she at least reads her emails.
Tak czy inaczej, my też musimy się cofnąć do domu naszej ciotki, w sensie do ciotki Lary, ponieważ dostaliśmy jakąś wiadomość na e-mail. Skorzystajmy z komputera. Czytaj wiadomości, dzięki. Max, spróbowałem przeszukać bazy danych, ale niestety nie znalazłam nikogo o takim kryptonimie. Dam ci znać, gdy dojdę do czegoś. Porozmawiamy później, Lara. Wiadomość e-mail została wysłana. Ale jak do nas szybko dzwoni...
Sorry, Max. I don't have computer access at the moment. I've just got an email notification. Do you need something important?
Could you please help me with a problem I have here? I've got an interesting clue, but I don't know who to turn to.
A clue? What clue?
I need to find out the meaning of certain symbols. Quite peculiar symbols.
You're in luck. Not far from Moscow Station, there's a private library. It's right on Zagorodny Prospect. Try talking to the librarian. You shouldn't have a problem if you tell him I sent you.
Great. I knew you'd come up with something.
I'm sorry, my taxi's here. Got to go. Bye for now.
Czyli będziemy mieć nową lokację na mapie. Bibliotekę.
That's done. How about a short walk?
Great. It's time you showed me where to get genuine Russian vodka.
Andrei, we've just sent that poor man to prison. We broke up a little girl's family. How can you think about booze at a time like this?
All the more reason to think about it.
Well, I don't plan on a drinking spree. We're going to a library.
I suppose it beats sitting on my ass at Auntie's place watching Russian television? But we must go out in the evening, promise me that.
All right, if that's what it takes.
Great. Let's get this library business over with. Who's your favorite Russian author, Dostoevsky or Tolstoy? Or do you prefer Gorky?
Andrei, shut up.
What's it like to turn your back on all responsibility, on everybody else, and just look out for number one? Just be careful not to end up like your victims. Remember, you are just one short step away from being behind bars yourself.
Dobra, jest ławka, na której jest gazeta z jakimś napojem. Niestety nie mogę tego kliknąć. Jest budka telefoniczna,
I've got a cell phone.
z której tak czy inaczej skorzystać nie będę mógł.
It's quite impossible to make a phone call from here.
Ale wiecie, wolałem ją sprawdzić, może znalazłem jakieś żetony. No, nowy znak.
An advert for a Russian youth magazine. Pop stars, bands, posters. They're the same everywhere. Some of the adverts are quite funny, but I can't see anything here that's of interest to me. There are some adverts and messages stuck here.
Nic, co by mnie interesowało. Osoba czekająca na autobus.
She is undoubtedly waiting for a bus. Judging by her clothes and the designer bag, she's not among St. Petersburg's poorest inhabitants.
Wejście do biblioteki. No dobra. Wejdźmy zatem do środka.
We're closed. Go away. This isn't a public library.
Max, are you sure this is the right place?
This is the address Lara gave me.
I don't like this place at all. We should get out of here. Can't you feel it? This isn't a library. It's a mausoleum.
Stop trying to scare me, please. You're beginning to sound like Lara's aunt, and it's obvious you have never been to a really old library if you think that way.
Hello? Can you hear me? Go away, please. I'm going to call the police.
I'm sorry to disturb you. I just need to speak to you.
Do what you want. If you need me, I'll be in the lounge. It's not so musty back there. How can anybody work here?
You don't know too many librarians, do you, Andrei? They love places like this.
No powiem tak, ten Andrzej, czyli nasz brat, taki gburowaty jest.
You do know this isn't a public library.
My name's Durand, and the guy admiring your collection is my brother. Larisa Svetlova recommended you.
Smart girl, Lara. She'll go far. Since she sent you, you're welcome. What can I do for you?
My request may sound somewhat strange.
Then you've come to the right place. This is a somewhat strange library.
What kind of people would have the two symbols drawn here, tattooed on their necks? And why?
Let me see them.
Here they are.
They're Mem and Vav. Two Aramaic, or if you prefer, Proto-Hebrew signs.
So they're from the Hebrew alphabet.
Not exactly, my friend. There are corresponding signs in modern Hebrew, but you would only find these particular ones in documents hundreds of years old.
Is there a significance to them?
Hard to say. Mem Vav is a root or a part of a great number of words. You say that someone had them tattooed on their neck? I'll have to find more information. And I've an idea where to start. But I'll need your help.
Sure. What should I do?
A thin book came in just last week, and I think it could have something about this in it. But what was its title? It came among the last books. I dare say last week, but I don't remember its name. Oh, that head of mine. I remember wondering how misleading its title was, seeing such symbols connected to Northern Europe. You should have a look in the book catalogue in the study.
How can I help you with it?
The new books are on the top shelf in the next room. I need you to find it and fetch it. I prefer not to climb so high anymore. Vertigo, you know.
Sure, I'll try.
Czyli musimy znaleźć książkę. Myślę, że nie będzie z tym większego problemu. Wyjdź z biblioteki. On powiedział, że książka znajduje się w sąsiednim gabinecie.
Would you believe it? These books are priceless.
What do you mean?
Are you blind? Do you see those 2 blue volumes over there?
Wait. That's Kipling. Turn of the last century. An expensive item.
It's worth $5,000, maybe $6,000. I think I'll take a look around.
Not right now.
Well, have you found anything?
Maybe we got lucky. The custodian of the collection might be able to help us. But first, I must bring one book to him.
If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those 2 impostors just the same.
So that is what you think? Somebody is insane because of some tattoos or the way he dresses?
Of course they're not normal. Don't you agree? How many have you seen in your life?
Of course, all this is really strange. Nobody's arguing about that. But you shouldn't underestimate whoever is behind it.
Thanks for your advice. The next time I need to find out something, I'll turn to you.
Sarcasm has never solved anything, brother. Look,
Nie dość, że gburowaty, to jeszcze przemądrzały. Dobra, z tego co mówił bibliotekarz, książka znajduje się gdzieś na górze.
How about this?
This book doesn't match what the librarian told me. It won't be the right book.
Mówił coś o cienkiej książce.
I'd better give this one a good once-over.
Dobra.
It should be a thin book.
Tu mamy jeszcze jakieś cienkie książki.
Perhaps the best thing to do now is to check the book I already have.
Książki, którą już mam.
Perhaps this is the book.
O! Przeczytaj tytuł książki.
Hyman Hurwitz, The Etymology and Syntax in Continuation of the Elements of the Hebrew Language, a work on Hebrew syntax and etymology, catalog number C4423162. Hyman Hurwitz.
Mamy jakiś numer katalogowy.
Taking a pile of books isn't the right idea. It's enough to take just...
Mamy tą właściwą, tak? Ale w jaki sposób sprawdzić numer katalogowy? Chyba po prostu cofnę się, o ile w ogóle będzie taka możliwość, bo nie widzę żadnej zielonej strzałki. Chociaż z drugiej strony mogę wrócić się do holu i pogadam z bibliotekarzem.
I won't disturb the librarian with every book that I get into my hands. I should first check against the book catalog.
Wyjdź z biblioteki. Gdzie jest ten katalog? Wejdź na drabinę. Środkowa półka, prawa półka.
The safety catch is in place, the ladder is secure, I can climb it, but I can't move it now.
Dobra, zapadka zabezpieczająca. Po prostu przesunę drabinę na środek.
Sir Monier Williams, Histoire Orientale, catalog number C. Perhaps the best thing to do now is to check the book I already have.
No bo ja rozumiem, że tej książki tutaj odłożyć się nie da, nie?
Hey, this book is borrowed from the library. Hey, this book. It should be a thin. Now I need to check I've got the right. Sir Monier Williams, Histoire orientale. Dragging the catalog seems...
Dobra, co my tutaj mamy? Zygmunt Freud. Societas Scania.
A historical treatise on various sects and occult fraternities in Scandinavian countries. Catalog number C4423211.
C4423
A historical...
Okej, może to jest książka, której ja potrzebuję. Dobra, jeszcze raz przesunę się na lewą półkę. Dobra, odłożyliśmy książkę. I dzięki temu teraz będę mógł wziąć inną do ekwipunku.
I'd better give this one a good once-over. Perhaps this is the book. John Christopher Stewart, Société Scania. The catalog number is C4423211. That looks promising.
Wygląda obiecująco.
John Christopher...
No dobra. Zejdźmy w dół. Podejdźmy ponownie do książki katalogowej.
Dragging the catalog...
Sprawdźmy, czy to jest książka, której my szukamy.
Yes, this is definitely the book the librarian talked about. I should hand it over to him.
No i świetnie.
Is that it? I don't know. I don't think so.
My hair could turn grey in the process. Please look at it carefully. This must be it. The Hebrew doesn't quite fit the Scandinavian countries, but it's thin, and it's one of the last ones recorded in the catalog.
Show me. You're probably right. Do not let yourself be fooled, my friend. Answers are sometimes hidden in unexpected places. I'll need some time now, and quiet, above all.
I'm sorry, I have an urgent phone call. Yes?
Trust me, you receive a truly divine gift from Max, Lara. Pandora's box is locked now, and you can't find the key. But that will soon change. What will you do with the key when that happens? Will you throw it away?
Cursed Pandora. I've searched the whole database, but I have no results. Maybe I can find something useful in my history books at home. Afterwards, I should relax a bit in the museum garden and get some fresh air to get my thoughts together.
No dobra, po raz kolejny przenosimy się do Lary. Spójrzmy na komputer. Czy będzie jakiś e-mail, jakieś wiadomości, które będę mógł przeczytać? Baza danych. Dobra, Puszka Pandory. Wyniki przeszukiwania bazy danych kryminalnych Interpolu. Słowa kluczowe Puszka Pandory. Nie znaleziono żadnych wpisów. wprowadź nowe zapytania lub wybierz inne słowa kluczowe. Pandora eksperci, nie znaleziono żadnych wpisów. No okej. Mamy kartę kredytową oraz telefon w ekwipunku.
Besides the note about the CD from Muriel, I can't see anything important. I know what the message is. Why would I read it again?
Co my tutaj mamy? Gilbert, dziennik, ochrona laboratorium, centrala telefoniczna. Czy my chcemy do kogoś zadzwonić? Chyba w tym momencie nie. Brygadier Damien.
Ah, Miss Svetlova. How many stolen paintings have you found today?
Well, I'd say about as many as the bullets you fired today.
I'm empty. That's 2 clips. That makes it 24 shots. Just another average day on duty here. What about you, Damien?
It's the same with me, old pal, but I keep 1 bullet for myself, just in case.
You two will drive me up the wall one day.
Dobra, powinniśmy mieć lokację, która zwie się muzeum. Przy okazji w sumie to mogłem sprawdzić, czy będę mógł zadzwonić do Maxa.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
Never mind, my dear. They'll come back. This is their home now, and everyone comes home sooner or later. And what about you? Are you far from home? Why don't you sit down for a while?
My accent. You can tell, can't you? Yes, I am far from home. Very far.
See? They aren't afraid of you anymore. They know you're with me. Where are you from, then?
I grew up in Petersburg, Russia, and ended up here,
Bądźmy nastawieni pozytywnie.
at the Interpol headquarters.
Ah, so you are a policewoman. Or perhaps a detective. That must be hard work for a young girl far from home.
You think I'm alone? Why? I'm not.
Yes, girl, you are. If you weren't, why would you be wandering through this park and wasting time chatting with an old man? You look tired. Is something worrying you?
Does it show so much?
It's not easy to hide your real feelings.
You're probably right. Yes, I'm trying to find someone, but I'm really just running round in circles.
And why are you looking for him, if I may ask?
If I don't find him, my friend could be in real trouble. I'm looking for someone who identifies himself with the symbol of Pandora's box.
Would that help your friend? How symbolic. Do you know all that was left in it after the woes of the world had been unleashed? One thing. Hope.
It is interesting, but it won't help me much. Do you have any more advice?
Don't lose hope. Hephaestus forged Pandora's box for the gods, and he also had hope. He hoped to be received amongst the gods, despite his physical disability.
He was disabled. I didn't know that. That could help me.
See? Hope dies last.
Thank you so much.
Nie wiem, czy tak nieznajomemu staruszkowi powinienem się zwierzać, ale okej. Zobaczcie, ile mamy tutaj gołębi z zielonymi głowami. Wyglądają troszkę jak kaczki. Albo to jestem daltonistą. Dobra, tak jak powiedziałem, chciałem zadzwonić do Maxa.
Hello, Lara. How are you doing?
Max, there's nothing I can do. There isn't one reference to Pandora's box in the database.
I must admit I haven't heard of Pandora either. Could it be someone new?
It's not likely, especially not with such a precious painting.
You're right, it's nonsense.
I'm not happy saying this, but this trail could lead nowhere. And how are you doing in Petersburg?
You won't believe it, but Ostankovich has just praised me. I found a cuckoo for him at the Hermitage. Unfortunately, it flew away.
Ostankovich will manage. Am I right in thinking that he won't be needing you anymore?
Unfortunately not. It doesn't look like it.
I'll keep my fingers crossed. Bye.
Right.
I to tyle z naszej rozmowy z Maxem. No dobra, ale po coś tutaj przyszliśmy, tak? Może gdzieś będę mógł wejść, coś zrobić? Czy tylko i wyłącznie mogłem porozmawiać ze staruszkiem?
It's turning chilly now. But just a few days ago it was warm enough to sit on a bench in the shade and let yourself be refreshed by drops of water. A statue of a young woman.
Posąg młodej kobiety, powiadasz.
Did you notice they didn't fly away? They know you are not a threat to them.
Maybe you were right. Maybe I am lonely.
Do you want to talk about it?
Actually, there isn't much to say. I found someone here in Lyon, but it was a big mistake. He needed a mother, not a girlfriend. A babysitter on the phone. Whatever happened to him at work was a big thing, but he wouldn't listen when I talked about my day. The world rotated around him. I really don't need somebody to support me all the time. I just didn't have the strength to solve both our problems.
Shouldn't you be in a cafe with somebody else, not sitting here feeding the pigeons with me?
Me? I don't know.
You know what? Maybe I was wrong about you. Maybe you will never learn to lie.
Listen, who are you?
An admirer of verses and a specialist on people. Florian Pelletier, retired for the time being.
I am Lara.
Nice to meet you, Lara.
I'll devote myself to my feathered friends again for a bit if you don't mind. If you'd like to chat again, I'll be happy to see you.
Czyli to tyle, tak? No dobra. Zobaczmy, jakie mamy jeszcze opcje. Możemy udać się do Interpolu, możemy udać się do muzeum, możemy udać się do mieszkania Lary. Może warto by było troszeczkę odpocząć.
Maybe I'm uncool, but I just ignore what passes for fashion these days. Modern art. Hard to say what it actually is. However, it's a gift, it's fashionable, and I guess it's really expensive.
W głąb mieszkania. Tu też w razie czego mam komputer.
The computer is switched off and there's no CD in it.
O, coś mogę zabrać.
A book called The Tales and Myths of Antiquity. Greek gods, heroes, monsters. I loved this, even when I was a little girl. Pandora's Box by the Greek poet Hesiodus. The box was originally created by Hephaestus. Pandora got it as a gift from Dios, but in reality, it was a tool of revenge on humans. Once Pandora opened the box, despite numerous warnings from her brother Epimethos and from Prometheus, poverty, sickness, sorrow, crime and other bad things were unleashed upon the world. The only thing that stayed in the box was hope. Interesting. Pandora's box. Considered Hephaestus's work. And the man I'm looking for is somehow linked to this object, to this box. That could be a lead. So Hephaestus made Pandora's box, despite his disability. He tried to please gods by this perfect piece, but they would still look down on him. I see it now. Hephaestus wasn't an ordinary blacksmith. He was an artist. That's why I didn't find his name in the database. He's someone who hasn't been hired to examine works of art before. I must do a database search among artists who have a physical disability.
See, Lara. In the end, you have discovered the secret of Pandora's box. What price are you willing to pay to look inside?
I automatycznie przenieśliśmy się do swojego biura.
If my sixth sense is right, I must find Pandora now.
Wyniki wyszukiwania przestępców w bazie Interpolu. Słowa kluczowe: artyści niepełnosprawność fizyczna. Abbey John, Diaz Aurelio, Meyer Helmut. Okej. Hephaistos.
See? The Hephaestus codename is no longer that mysterious, just like Pandora's box. Ostankowicz will undoubtedly be interested in this.
Czyli by musiał się skontaktować z Ostankowiczem.
Yes, Svetlova.
I found a forger in Portugal. His name is Diaz. If someone tries to sell the paintings, it's very likely that the buyer will contact him to have their authenticity certified.
Diaz? I've never heard of him, but any lead is good. Put a squeeze on him, find him and get some information out of him. And leave your badge at home, will you?
What? I am to pack my things and go to Lisbon? Unofficially? And how should I squeeze him? You know his type, he won't tell me anything. And having or not having a badge won't change it. Going there would be useless. You know full well this isn't the way to do things.
Listen to me closely now, Svetlova. When I want to know how Interpol conducts an investigation, I'll ask you. But we're doing it my way this time. And before you start protesting again, ask yourself whether you want to help your friend Max or not. And just between the two of us, I can help your career too.
I didn't become a policewoman to...
Enough. I've just offered to help your career. But if this conversation goes on further, I might change my mind and then we can discuss how much it would harm you to refuse.
And if I find out, that will be the end of it. Okay? You'll leave Max alone, I'll go back and we'll forget it.
Of course. If your man leads us to the painting, I'll take care of the rest.
Good. I'll take some time off and I'll get back to you once I know something.
Good. Don't disappoint me.
Szczerze powiedziawszy, czuję się troszeczkę szantażowany przez Ostankowicza. My nie mamy tak naprawdę tutaj prawa wyboru.
Can you hear the sad music play? The sad music that accompanies stories without happy endings. Stories like yours. Welcome to Lisbon, Lara. Welcome to the city of 7 hills.
Wszystko musi być tak, jak chce Ostankowicz.
Rua das Flores. According to the Interpol database, Diaz, alias Hephaestus, lives here. Unfortunately, it's not mentioned in what flat exactly. I'll have to figure it out by myself. I wonder what his face will look like when I have to hit him hard to get the information I need out of him. It won't be a pleasant encounter, I think.
Dobra, mamy jakiegoś protestującego świra.
Hi, I'm interested in the guy called Diaz. Do you know him?
Epá, eles mesmo vêm. Nós temos de ter cuidado porque senão... Vem, tu tens que vir comigo porque senão... Eles vêm, eles estão cá, eles quase estão cá.
This won't be an easy conversation. Diaz! Aurelio Diaz!
Eles estão quase cá. Epá, eles estão quase cá.
No, this isn't the way. I can speak Russian, English and French. Have never had the time to learn Portuguese.
No to się z gościem nie dogadamy. Coś tam. Postój taksówek. Mamy też wejście do drzwi, ławka. Plac budowy. Dzwonki do mieszkań, skrzynki na listy.
If I didn't have to waste my time on Diaz, I could be cruising the streets with this red beauty. Diaz's letterbox is here, flat number 6. There's a letter inside. I must get it. Maybe there's something interesting in it.
Ale jak zdobyć list ze skrzynki, która jest zamknięta?
Diaz is one of the tenants' names on the letterboxes, and it's flat.
Jedyne co mi przychodzi do głowy to, żeby znaleźć gdzieś, może pod ławką przyklejoną gumę do rzucia, przykleić ją na jakiś patyczek. Nie wiem, w ten sposób wydobyć ją z tej małej szczeliny.
Nothing. I should try the neighbors.
Quem é? És tu, Manel? Responde!
Não é tarde.
Quem está
para
aí,
sermos
afinal?
salvos,
It's Portuguese.
não é
I
tarde.
don't understand one word. I need somebody to help me out here. All the tenants have bells, including Diaz. Breaking in a house in clear daylight is something that I'd really rather avoid. The door won't unlock itself.
No niestety nie znamy portugalskiego i raczej nie uda nam się tam wejść. Dobra, ale może znajdziemy coś na placu budowy. Robotnik.
Hey, senor!
Что на меня пауза? Пауза, порra!
Incredible! He fell asleep again.
Tyle zrozumiałem, ma pauzę. Skrzynka piwa.
In this heat, doing such work, it must be difficult to survive without a crate of beer.
Ale piwo i upał to tak naprawdę nie jest dobre rozwiązanie. Bo szybciej będziemy pijani, to raz, a dwa, no jeszcze pracując na budowie, to stwarzamy niebezpieczeństwo.
I wonder how many years it will take before this ruin becomes a new building. If I turned it up a little bit, maybe I could wake that sleeping workman. I wouldn't put money on it, but perhaps he could help me. I can hear some music, but there's just too much interference. You can't get a decent reception in this place. I can hear some... Seems like I caught something.
O! I popsuliśmy radio, w sensie on popsuł.
Good morning.
Ah, que surpresa! Falas português? Podes então explicar-me porque me acordaste? O que queres?
I didn't catch one word of what he said. It's useless. We don't understand each other. At least I can imagine he's annoyed his jackhammer is not working.
Może to i lepiej, że nie działa.
Vandals rule the world. These ones had at least some sense of art. Well, I guess he won't need this anymore.
Radio trafiło do mojego ekwipunku.
An old radio run by batteries. You turn it on with the same knob that controls the... It's a little bit stuck. Perhaps I should loosen the battery somehow.
Może, ale tak naprawdę nie mam czym.
It's a little bit...
Dobra, jeszcze się rozejrzę.
Ai, oh rapariga! Tudo rabo de cavalo. Já que andas aí de um lado para o outro, podias ligar o gerador. O gerador é coisa grande de metal.
I think he wants me to start it up somehow. I don't know if he should be in charge of a jackhammer in his condition. Oh well. If I don't get it working, someone else will.
No dobra, mamy przełącznik rozrusznika.
It's on! No, please. The starter got knocked out again. I must fasten it somehow after switching it on. Is this a construction site or an illusion? The workers sleeping, the machines don't work. How is it possible that there actually are some houses?
Dobra, teraz pytanie brzmi, czy ja w odpowiedniej kolejności muszę klikać na te guziki, czy...
Now a moment of suspense. Nothing again.
Albo za mało jakiejś mocy.
The only thing that's left in the shed is a pair of tongs for handling.
Mamy kleszcze.
A tool shed without tools.
Mamy automat z napojami.
Perhaps I could buy something sweet to help me calm down. Damn, I feel I am addicted to sweets. Maybe there's... I spent my last cash for a taxi. Without some cash, I won't...
Lizaki, tak? Czyli jeżeli uda nam się wyjąć lizak z automatu, to obstawiam, że za jego pomocą uda się wyjąć list z skrzynki na listy. Pieniądze.
Now what can I buy?
Na przykład lizaka.
Various Portuguese newspapers.
I tak nie chcemy nic kupować, bo nie rozumiemy portugalskiego.
It doesn't seem anybody's there. Yeah, definitely. A pile of local newspapers. If I could read Portuguese, I'd buy a copy.
Dobra, plan jest taki. Cofnijmy się do automatu i spróbujmy kupić lizaka.
I could buy a little something.
To jest lizak? 135. Jeszcze reszta wypadła.
The lollipop is a great idea. But this... 50 cents. A raspberry lollipop on a long stick. An unwrapped lollipop.
Dobra, byś musiała go trochę wymemlać, żeby się bardziej kleił. Tu mamy wyjście, czyli tak naprawdę obeszliśmy sobie cały teren dookoła. No dobra. Plan jest taki. Spróbuję wyjąć list i będziemy pomału kończyć ten odcinek.
I can't fish it out with my... Diaz is one of the 10... This won't work.
To nie zadziała.
An unwrapped lollipop.
Ale... Serio? Ja zjadłem lizaka, zostawiłem tylko i wyłącznie patyczek?
Quem é?
It's Portuguese. I don't understand.
Myślałem, że tego lizaka będę mógł użyć na skrzynce, ale ewidentnie nie o to chodziło. My tak naprawdę zjedliśmy lizaka i pozostał nam tylko i wyłącznie patyczek. Może jakieś inne słodycze będę potrzebował? No nie wiem, być może. Bo rozumiem, że temu gościowi...
Maybe if I give you something to help your memory, you can help me.
O quê? Atiras-me moedas como se eu fosse réus pedinte. Vais para o inferno. Não vais escapar deste planeta. Vais apodrecer com os outros ignorantes.
Czy coś zrozumieliście?
The small amount I offered must have offended him. He left.
Z jednej strony dobrze, że odszedł, z drugiej strony... Ale że co, że ja teraz będę mógł ten rower zabrać? No nie. Nie wiem, czy to miało jakieś znaczenie, że on odszedł. Może faktycznie coś jeszcze na placu budowy będę mógł zrobić. W jakiś sposób uruchomić tą sprężarkę. Bo w sumie wzięliśmy patyczek, nie?
Just give me a
To może ten patyczek muszę gdzieś tutaj wepchnąć.
Lollipops are not only tasty, they are also useful. The lever moved. It may not be state of the art, but... I see. This isn't the way. Here we go.
Pelo amor do senhor, o que fazes? És tolinha. Não vês que não funciona?
There's pressure, but something's wrong. I see it now. He didn't connect the jackhammer to the right outlet. Good morning.
Ah, que surpresa.
I didn't catch one word of...
Czy jest tu gdzieś jakieś gniazdo? Aha, poczekajcie. Ja chyba wiem, ja muszę teraz przyciski tak poprzełączać.
Está a funcionar. Obrigado.
Good. Let's hope he can start work now. It will be a novel experience for him. Look at this. When he puts in some effort, he can do the job quite nicely.
O que estás a dizer?
Ale czy mi to w czymś pomogło? Nie wiem. W każdym bądź razie, moi drodzy, w tym miejscu kończymy ten odcineczek. Mam nadzieję, że wam się podobał. Jutro na kanale odcinka nie będzie z tego względu, że będę mocno zaciskał pięści oglądając mecz Polska-Walia. W sensie, kiedy wy oglądacie ten odcinek, ja jestem w trakcie oglądania meczu. W takim razie, dzięki wielkie i do usłyszenia dopiero w czwartek. Trzymajcie się, hej!